Right here we have the DCH273, and I've identified an issue. The issue is, let's see if we can get this. You see that O-ring is split. That O-ring is no good, it's split, you know. So, and the little ram seems okay. And if there are no cracks in this, means we can crack on and get down to business. So, the business at hand is replacing the O-ring. I believe this is the right one here. I suppose that's the new one there. So, what we've got to do is a little bit of grease in the O-ring. I've got a little bag of grease I prepared earlier. Bit of grease on around that. You can see that. But the new O-ring. Yeah. But the grease in that. And that goes on here like this here. Do you see resistance in that? That's what you want. That's what you want in your hammer. Once you have resistance in that, you know you're in business. So, right. Right. I think that's that now. I think we can probably put that together. I think everything's in place there. I think that's okay too. Nothing else broken. So I think we can put that together now. Oh. Yeah. Right, just put the lid on there now. Put it all together. So I'm going to put in the screws. And then I'm going to carry a little test to see if it's working before I put it back together. That's all the screws on now in the housing. So to reconnect this, that's the first thing we need to do. Right. And put in a battery. It's the battery anyway, we'll see. Something not right, man. Let's see. Right near the opener again, she's sort of jammed up, let's say. See? Alright. She's jammed up. She's not right, so I'll have to open her again. See? No. No. She's jammed. I just haven't put her together right, so I'll have to open her up again. I think I've got things lined up there now. There's something moving there now, so I'll try and put that together and see if we can get it to go this time. Right, I'll put this back together again. All the screws are in. That again is the offending O-ring. If you want to order that O-ring, that's the part number there. Okay, N114827. That's one of the main O-rings that gives bother on these things. So what I'm going to do is try the battery in again to see if this time it will decide to go. Right, that's sounding a bit better. They get the mode switch as well. Let's see if I can change her to. She must be in chisel mode, I think. There's something happening on her. Right, there's the mode switch. So change around. Right, that's good. This is a good. That's perfect. That's a good tip if you are putting one of these back together, instead of doing a complete rebuild and then testing it, when you have the full housing on like that there, you can test if you have everything in place. So I need to get on with it and get the rest on. I should have put this back in before I put in the screw, so I'll do that now. So that's that. It's not back on, that slides in and then you put in the screw. So that's that back in business. And there's this rubber thing. Something funny about this one because it's kind of stuck on me something, but anyway, I'll not worry too much about that now. There's this grey housing, shove that on. And let's see, away we are here. Available for later. That's not right. Got there. Yep, that's the job. Put that on the gut some way. That lined up here. Just got to wrestle with that a little bit and get it back into position. Give it a wee pry with the screwdriver like that usually helps. And I could probably put on those two screws now. Right, I've put in 2 screws just a little bit here now, and this has to sit in here some way. Looks like it goes in like that. I need to push this down, get the wires into position too. That little, if you're putting this together, make sure that little plug is connected and then out of the way. That's very important. So there's that. And the wires in that little track as well. You can see that little track. So this goes on like this some way. Yep, there's a little slot there, and that slots on. Bring this closer. Slots on there. Sits on there like that, and that holds the spring. I like to bag these things up when I take them apart. Keeps things from getting lost, things that are sort of in the same place. So it's kind of like that here. There's that. and that slots on like that. Okay. Suppose we could sort of fit the other side here now. That's this side here. Just lay that on. And again, the trick with a screwdriver, get a fine screwdriver and pop this out like that. That's the same for the 253 and 273 models. That's the best way I can see to line up the housing. You see there's a little brass thing here. You line that up too. And the battery connector, get that into position. Okay. Don't know why that's sliding out and then. Maybe it'll stay in when it's tightened, but I might need to have a look at that too. But that seems to be the housing on correctly. There's no gaps, everything's slotting in correctly. So we'll just put in the screws now. Right, the sun has come out and all the screws are on. There's 4, 2 on each side, and all the screws around the side. They're all in now. So next thing is you would fit this. This is the mode selector. So you see the shape of that. Just match that up with the shape that's there. You just set that on, and then there's a screw to go on. Have here. That something silly like that, the screw we could jam just to make the video that much longer. You people are just trying to find out how to do this. Anyway, here we are. Screw that in. And once you have the screw in, there's another component which I put here, which I should have had in the same bag. That was an oversight, but anyway. And you see there, you put the spring in there, there's a little, see if we can get right up the camera. There's a little thing for the spring to set up on. Sits in there and you push that on. Push that on into place. Which if you having the camera on goes easier. There it is, it's in place now. So that's the spring. That means you can select your mode and everything stays in place. It keeps there in the mode, you know. Okay. We'll have to have a look at that to see what's wrong there. Right. And there's this little cover that goes on here, and you can't put this in wrong because it's just like a jigsaw. It's got the shape to go like that there. You go for a hammer drill, and ordinary drill. So that's your 3 modes there. Next thing is, the last thing is your chuck. And your chuck's fairly easy put together. All the bits here. Right. Fairly easy put together. There's a few different parts. You have a little felt ring. That's supposed to stop the grease going the wrong place or whatever. It's an anti-grease or anti-dirt ring or something. It's something like that anyway. So whatever. You put that on, the spring on. You put this on. There's a little groove there to drop the ball in. And I'm going to grease this chuck as well before I put it totally back together. Right, I have here some grease. I'm just going to grease the chuck before I put it totally back together. Put a grease on there, very nice. And the cover on. And this little circular pog ring, whatever you would call it, goes on around. All you need is a screwdriver, just poke it into position, poke it down to the recess there, and then put in the rubber grommet. So that's looking good. That's good. That's looking deadly. It's well greased now. She's fully assembled also. Right. Battery again. She shouldn't have any rotation now. Do you remember? If you remember from the last video that was rotating, what it should have been? She should have rotation now. She should be hammering. Left side of the drill. Works in reverse as well. That's very useful. So there's a block. She was eating that for breakfast. That's her. So that is how you fix the hammer on a DCH273 Dewalt XR hammer drill.